Alright, what is up, fellas? We are back with another video. We've been consistent on dropping videos in the past few days, and I'm going to continue to keep the ball rolling. And what I got here is actually a couple announcements. One is our giveaway is finally getting announced in the next day or two. It will be live, our shopping cart will be up, and we will get it going. And when I say it's big, I said it again, it's big. It's gonna make that thing big on your bike, so you gotta wait and see what it is. But in the meantime, stay tuned for that. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and drop a comment. And actually, what I'm going to do in the beginning is launch right away, since you guys liked it at the end. I'm going to do 50 times entries right away the first 2 to 3 days, just because it might roll over into the weekend when I do drop it, and then it'll go back just to the regular 2 or 5, whatever we do. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be just a quick jump in the get-go, get the ball rolling, but I think everyone's going to like this more than they like the fat tire. How that goes in the next couple days here, because we almost got everything finalized. I got a new t-shirt design that I'm going to drop, and then the week after I'll probably drop another new t-shirt design and probably fade out the other one. So stay tuned for that. Like I said, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and drop a comment. But what we got going on here is a couple product features, like I said before, and an update here on one that's actually, this product will be used on this bike, and that would be Tim's 21 Fat Tire Road Glide. Like I said, Tim was the guy that came out and raced with us and everything, and he was the one that came out and drag race with us. We had to make his bike right, and it kind of worked out here to where now I'm going to flip it around. First, of course, that was with the whole 200 horsepower bike that we were doing the Street Glide for Joe, and it didn't quite hit 200 because we didn't have the right cam in it and everything. And now run around to this one, we are doing it all correctly. We're now going around to this one, we are going to do it correctly, but there's a couple new updates what we got here. First, this is just an example laid out here because his is actually diamond cut, because we are going chrome with his bike. This is the new 129 cubic inch kit from S&S. This is the power package. So in reality, what are you going to get here? You got the jugs, pistons, oil pump, cam plate, push rods adjustable, your lifters, and then of course your cam. Now what are we doing with this cam? This cam we are not going to use on this bike. We are going to actually do a turbo specific cam, because yes, I guess I should have opened that up and showed you. So hold on one second, I'm going to get the turbo out from Trask. All right, just like that, we are back, and this is what I meant to show in there, but I didn't, and this will be the new updated revised GT, or GT28 Garrett turbo from guys over at Trask. This one is in a raw, somewhat polished finish, because like I said, it's all staying chrome. But this guy is a beast, a behemoth, man. You could almost get away with slapping 2 of these on a small built LS and put it in some retro or whatever, and you'd be making some crazy power. But this thing is a tank. They got it all done, and at this point, with the right cam, we should hit that 200 mark, because the heads are actually getting ported also. We're getting all that done up. This is the nice little additive that we're going to throw right here. I'm going to show you. So locally, what we got right here is our guy Mark over at V Twin Powersports up on the north side. He is a big performance Harley guy, bagger, doing some pretty crazy race stuff that I would actually, you know, being on the car side of things, see that stuff normally on a car, but now to see that stuff on the bike is pretty crazy. You know, they're doing piggyback harnesses and everything, when like the stretch frames, they're doing swing arms, all that stuff is crazy when you're getting into that stuff. Obviously over here we're doing the big wheel and the fat tires. That's completely opposite of what we're doing. But we got in contact with each other here, and he has a new product that just dropped for the M8s, and this would be their 65 millimeter intake and throttle body, all billet. So this guy is a nice piece of art from every which way, and this is definitely neat. This is the throat that we need to get that airflow, along with this 65 mil right here throttle body from them, all billet, all machined. Right there you can see V Twin Powersports. What he does on this one is actually take your core and then builds it with the electronics from your stock core. So this right here is going to definitely help us with that turbo right there, because when that thing sucks in all that air right there and it hits that throttle body, that narrows it down even less from the ones we used before, and that's killing your airflow. and then same thing, getting in your intake. The layman's terms, guys, if you don't know how, and I mean most Harley guys probably do know how a turbo and or everything works, but basically your turbo right here, if you can imagine, this is your intake right here, and then you have your header, comes from both your exhaust ports, and then comes up to the bottom of the flange right here. Then that flange spins this turbine right in there, and that turbine has two bearings in it. This is actually an oil line to keep the oil that flows through and then drains back out, keeps it cool, the bearings. But what happens is when that's spinning, it's spinning that shaft, and it's then spinning that turbine right there, and that turbine is actually sucking air in. So the more gas you give it, the more fuel, throttle, the exhaust pressure is obviously spitting out more. It's going to turn the turbine quicker, and then thus work in effect and suck this guy down. Throw the air into here, into your bonnet. That forces air in there. That's why it's called forced induction. Same as a supercharger. A supercharger just works on a belt. But if you're sucking all that power in here and you're trying to get it through there, and that stuff is stock, I guess the easiest way is try to breathe through a straw. It's going to be pretty hard. So this is right here is going to give us that nice extra flow that we need, that volume. But either way, we're going to get all this on here. This motor is just for an example of what we use here, because it's actually already assembled. I just don't want to show it yet. And we got the good old diamond cut look for the fancy chrome and everything, but this beast should make well over 200. We have the correct cam in it, and then, you know, the turbo is updated. We've got the better throttle body and intake that is now just released. He actually just released these not even a month ago, so hit them up, V Twin Powersports, Schiller Park, Villa or Schiller Park, one of those, Illinois, right on the north side. And those guys are actually going to see, I'm going to flip this guy around. You will actually probably see us out at those bagger street races again. They're doing a couple of them this year. I might even try to host one over here on the south side, just because I do that with the car stuff. But he will probably have one of his bikes out there, and I guess he's got a couple records from what I was told, he's got a couple records in the drag racing scene. I just never got into that because, I don't know, bikes, drag racing bikes definitely scares me. That's like, cars I can handle because I guess you're in the enclosure, but bikes, man, those guys got balls, especially when you get into the boosters and everything, going like 180 mile an hour. And stay tuned for all that. Now that it is finally getting warmer here in the next month or so, we will be able to get some more content out. And now that we are going to do this giveaway, I'm going to have to push these videos again, because I guess when I don't drop videos, you don't see it. That's the only way to get it out here, and that's to make these videos, and it makes sense. I just always forget to do it. This one's gonna be cool. You're gonna like it. Like I said, we are a couple days away here, without like the next day or two. No matter what, by the end of the week here, you're gonna see it drop. And I'm gonna do that 50 times entries in the beginning for the first couple days. And I did a new shirt design. I think it's pretty badass, so I think you'll dig it too. But that's one of two that are coming out. We're actually bringing back the old ones. I'll tell you this right now. We're bringing back the old ones, just in the neon camo, different switch up, so that'll be dope too. But either way, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and drop a comment. All right, peace.